You are a mission-driven executive leader. You hired an executive team. They're smart, they are skillful, they're competent, they know their stuff. But over the course of time, you begin to notice with a few of your leaders that there's this kind of gap in between your trust for them and their loyalty to you and your vision. You're starting to feel that maybe they're not all in as they used to be. So what do? Well, stay tuned for today's coaching session, How to Lead When Loyalty and Trust Are in Question. Hey, what's going on, friend? It's Barry E. Knight. I want to take this time to welcome you to this edition of the Leadership Class Coaching Session. Listen, before I get into today's topic, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that way you know when more videos like this are available for you. I also encourage you, if this particular video adds value to you, please do me a favor and share, like and share this video with others in your network, and also use it as a teaching tool, a coaching tool for you and your executive team. So today's coaching session is very simple, yet it is extremely powerful. So we're talking about trust. What do you as the leader do to make sure and even maintain trust is the foremost principle amongst you and your team and even in your entire organization. And when people lack trust, the number one thing they do, please remember this, is they protect themselves. Let me say that again. When individuals, when human beings, it's a human nature, when we lack trust, when we don't know what's next, the first thing that we do is we figure out how do we protect ourselves. Now, when I mention trust, I'm not talking about you have people on your team who you have to maybe put your hand over your wallet when you walk by them, or you have to make sure you clutch your purse a little tighter. We're not talking about that type of ethical trust or criminal trust, right? Or distrust for that matter. We're talking about that trust. It's silent, it's hidden. I don't really know, I can't prove it, but I feel something. So if already that statement resonates with you, then again, grab a pen, grab paper, grab your smartphone, your dumb phone, and make sure that you take copious notes. So what is that? Why does that happen? That silent feeling of distrust. Why does it happen? But more importantly, what do you do about it when it happens? Again, you can't put your finger on why I don't trust this person. But I'm looking at them in the meeting and I'm watching them with their arms folded and they have this kind of grimace on their face. Or after the meeting, I see them outside at an office or a cubicle of maybe someone on their team or one of my other leaders, and they're talking, they're laughing, and it feels like they're talking about me. And when I walk past them, they stop talking. You all have experienced that, whether it was you walking past or you were doing the talking. You've been in that scenario before. You know what I'm talking about because you know of others that have gone through that. But what is that? What do we do about that silent distrust that's growing on the inside of us? Because if we're really honest, it really is impacting us more. It's impacting our leadership. And like I said before, when you are unclear about something, you begin to distrust. And when you distrust something or someone, the first thing you do is protect yourself. So I want to slow down right here and I want you to grab hold of this, my friend. If I'm talking to you, if you have a team or there are certain individuals in your business or your organization or your church, you're a pastor, and there's this feeling of distrust, you don't feel that they are loyal, I want to help you out. If you don't deal directly with it now, it's impacting your leadership. So it's not really about them. It's not really about what the truth is per se. It's about what you are internalizing and what you are carrying within you. And again, if you don't do anything about it, you don't deal with that feeling directly, then it's going to eat at you and it's going to impact how you show up, how you lead, how you strategize, how you plan, and how you make decisions. And that is not fair to you. So I want to free you. I'm going to give you some things that I actually gave to a client who was dealing with this. And I want to share this with you. Again, I'm going to be a little bit more off the cuff, not so, 1, 2, 3.34, although I do have 8 points that I'm going to share with you. But again, we're talking about this distrust. I can't put my finger on it. I can't really call it out. I can't even really prove it, Barry, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that something is going on. Something is not right. Our conversations are now really high level. They're very short with me. They don't like to be in a room one-on-one with me. You can tell there's discomfort in the air, but I just can't quite call it. So if you feel that you're in that world that I'm talking about, if you feel that this resonates with you, then listen to these 8 points. And again, take copious notes. Before I get to the 8 points, so I want to share this with you. I've mentioned already 2 or 3 times before that if you're feeling like this, and I'm going to walk you through it, deal directly. A lot of leaders just carry it. And then what they do is they hire consultants, right? They hire consultants to come in and try to fix it for them because they don't want to deal directly with that person. And so they feel if another consultant comes in, then they can kind of backdoor and tell the consultant what they're really feeling. And it has nothing to do with what the consultant can help with because it's not a strategy issue. It is a heart issue. And I don't know about other consultants, but I don't work with heart issues. That's another professional that you might want to consult. But I will give you these 8 points to help you kind of mitigate that discomfort and also hopefully create a pathway for you and that individual or you and those individuals to have a productive conversation, to talk about these areas that are leading to the distrust, that are leading to the feeling of you feeling they're not loyal to you. So here we go. Point number 1. This is kind of a cheat sheet that I want to give to you. And obviously, as always, I have my notes here looking down, but I'm just reading my notes to make sure I'm staying on track and giving you exactly what I want to share with you. So a cheat sheet to use when you are having one-on-one conversations. Again, I know I keep saying I'm getting ready to get into the 8 points and I'm not, but like I said, I'm really off the cuff today. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down that one name or that the 2 names, whatever, however many people, 3 names that you are having this issue with. And I want you to commit, my friend. I need you to do this. I need you to commit to dealing directly. You are the leader. And it is your responsibility. There's a higher calling on you to get things right for the sake of the organization at large, for the sake of the whole. So it is not wise for you to harbor any ill feelings that impedes your ability to lead at your highest potential. As a matter of fact, these 8 that I'm going to give you, write them down. And if you need me to email them to you, team@bekimpact.com. I'll email them to you. And the better way to do it is to email these out to whoever that individual is that you want to have the conversation with. Email these to them and say, I want to have a conversation, but here's like a cheat sheet. Here's some rules I would like us to follow. I'm going to lead the way and I'm going to model it. So again, number 1, hear each other's grievances. Listen only. Oh, this is hard for some people who have to get their point across. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Your job is to model listening. Remember, if they distrust you, the first thing that they do is protect themselves, which also means they won't share the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help them God. So listen only, suspend judgment. Your job, and both of you all's job, because you're going to send this to them as well, is to listen, suspend judgment, Start with one person. You are the leader. You always give way. Hey, John, I don't know what it is, but I feel that there's something that's in between us that I don't feel comfortable. And I can't put my finger on it, John. I can't really call it out, Jane, but something's happening. Do you feel it too? And they may or may not tell the truth. They may say, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And if that is the case, then you say, well, great, I'm glad all is well with you. Then this is my problem. Would you help me deal with this problem? Would you be able to help me and come alongside me and work with me so I can overcome whatever it is I'm feeling? Okay, so you want to hear each other's grievance, listen only, suspend judgment, and then start with the person. If you're the leader, the top executive, C-level, whatever, director, whatever that level, if they're beneath you in terms of title, then allow them to begin first if they recognize that there is a problem. And then you share yours. So again, number one, you want to share your grievances. This is what I'm feeling. When you do this, when I see you doing this, this is how it makes me feel. And it's really impacting my ability to really show up and be the best team member that I know I can be to you. Can you help me with that? Okay. Number two, once they share their grievance, so you're the executive leader, that person has shared with you their grievance, repeat, this is so important, repeat back to them until they feel you have understood them. The end result is not that you understand what they're saying. The end result to communicating is that they understand and they feel that you understand them. You understand how it's impacting who they are and their ability to show up. So I want you to consider all of this when you're listening to them. That again, it's not your understanding. It's the fact that they understand, or they know rather, that you understand them. So Jane, listen, I want to make sure I'm hearing you right. I sense that you feel when I do this or when this happens, this causes you to feel that way. I don't want to justify it. I don't want to say, well, that's stupid. Or, well, no, that's not what I was trying to do. I'm not trying to justify. I'm simply letting them know I understand, and I want them to feel I understand. By the way, if you're listening to this, this takes a lot of maturity, and this is difficult. It's a human part of leadership that is not always talked about. So repeat back to them until they feel that you understand them, their world, how they feel, and how whatever it is, that silent thing is impacting them. And again, you go back and forth and you do that. Maybe you might need a mediator in the room. You might want to consider that. The third thing is after both of you all feel that the other has understood their grievance, their feeling, the pain of whatever this invisible distrust factor is, that you all, number three, you both come up with a desired future state. John, I thank you for understanding me, and I hope you also feel understood of what is going on. Is that the case? Okay, so we both know we don't want to be here. We know this sucks. And in meetings, you know, I'm looking at you and it just seems like, you're disinterested. I just don't feel that loyalty. What would a future state look like? So again, you want to come up with a desired future state. Not, listen to this, not from a deficit mindset. In other words, well, this is what I need you to stop doing. That's a deficit mindset of what we need to stop doing. Now, that might be important later on, but we first have to come up with the future state. Again, not from a deficit mindset, but from a future mindset. What would it look like for us to be in meetings and communicate more effectively in meetings? What would it look like for me to feel the loyalty from you and for you to feel loyalty as your leader from me? What does that look like? Again, we want to speak from an abundance mindset. I want you to keep going until you can't think of anything else. Keep coming up with ideas from a future state, from an abundance mindset, and what that looks like for you all to work more collaboratively together so that the distrust is eroded and so that loyalty rises and it's felt, it's seen, it's noticeable, it's measurable even between the two of you. The fourth thing that I want you to consider doing is each of you write down and state what your contribution to the future state will be. Well, Barry, listen, I know, yeah, I do roll my eyes in the meetings. You're right, you got me on that. Here's what I will do. Here's how I'm going to contribute to the future state that we've created from an abundance of mindset. So you write down what your contribution is going to be. I commit to. You might want to write that down on a paper, right? As you're coming up with that and state that to the other. I commit to. I suggest for this one, number 4, that you, the executive leader, start that conversation first. That you make the first commitment. You step up to the plate first and say, I commit to doing X. And you might want to go back and forth or just, read what you've listed. Number 5. Define. So now that you did number 4 and you wrote down what you're going to do, what some actionable steps are, what you're going to contribute to the future step. Number 5 is define the observable behaviors. In other words, here's what I'm going to do, and this is what that's going to look like. That is so important. Don't just say what I'm going to do or what you're going to do, or allow them to say what they're going to do. You're also going to go to number 5 and say, what does that look like? How can people around us see the change, see the action step in action? What does it look like? What are the observable behaviors? Number 6, make a personal commitment to yourself. What you will need to stop doing. Here's the stop doing. As I said before, we'll get there. What you need to stop doing and or stop believing about the other person and or your perception. In other words, make a personal commitment. I commit, Barry E. Knight, commit to stop believing this about the other person or seeing them in this manner. Like I told you before, what I'm giving you takes a lot of maturity. Not everyone is able to actually lead in this manner. But again, if you don't and you carry that distrust in you, it impacts you as the leader more than anyone else. Your decisions will be skewed. Your strategy will be skewed. You'll make decisions that go against them more than they are for the organization. In other words, they're more against them than they benefit the organization or the others that are actually showing up doing the work and that you do trust. You are tripping them up. You're setting them up for failure as well as yourself. And my friend, that's why I'm recording this. That's why this is that important, because there is better for you and this is not the best way for you. So number 7, check in with the other person midway. I always like 30-day runs. I love that because it's long enough for you to actually get momentum in doing something day to day and practicing a new habit, building a new muscle. It's long enough to do that, but it's short enough also to kind of make pivots and to have some check-in time. So check in with them. If you're going for a 30-day, you might want to do a 60-day, depending on the type of organizational structure that you're in or how often you actually see that person. But do a check-in midway. If it's 30 days, 2 weeks, and 15 days in, say, let's check in to see how we're doing specifically on number 5 and number 6. We said we want to do this. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to contribute and commit to doing. But then we also want to make sure that there are the observable behaviors that we're showing them. And number 8, oh gosh, this is so beautiful and difficult. It's beautiful and difficult. Number 8, be willing to forgive and let it go. Be willing to forgive. Even if you're moving faster than they are, Mr. or Mrs. Leader, executive leader, mission-driven executive leader. This is going to make you a better leader. Like I said, you don't need a consultant. Now, if you want to call me to kind of go over this and coach you through it, I'll do that. But You don't need to hire me to help you trust your team more effectively. You, Mr. or Mrs. Executive Leader, mission-driven executive leader, need to learn to deal directly. Email them right this list right here, call them and say, hey, listen, something's going on. I don't know what it is. It could be me. It might be. It probably is just me. But still, I need you to help me navigate through this. Here are some things that I want to make sure that we set in order, like a one-on-one group agreement or whatever, so that when we come in the room that we're ready to be solution-oriented, not deficit-minded, not blame or shame. I really want our relationship to work out better. I want us to work more collaboratively together. I want to feel that you trust me and I can trust you. I want to feel the loyalty. I'm going to leave you with this one thing, and this is what one of my mentors said. A lot of times, these things happen, this trust issue or distrust issue or the loyalty issue happens just because we didn't ask enough questions or the right questions from the beginning. We leaned on their skill set and their talent and their ability and experience and competence more than we did their character and your ability to work together cohesively with them. So one of the things I do when I'm hiring in my organization, and also what I consult and coach my clients to do when they're hiring new executives, especially the higher they are, the higher the chance of that distrust and that disloyalty developing, and the chance that they spread it a little bit more or even faster in your organization. Here's one question that I want you to consider asking before you bring them officially on your team. And the question is, will you be loyal to me and my vision? And what will that look like? I want you to start asking that question. Will you, executive leader on my executive team, will you be loyal to me and to my vision? And what will that look like? And if there are any disagreements or anything that comes between you, here's how we're going to put loyalty and trust first. This is what we're going to do, and this is what it looks like between me and you. I would write that down and make sure you revisit that at least quarterly with each of your executive directs. Listen, my friend, I hope you got something out of today's coaching session. Once again, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video. If there was any value added to you in this video, this coaching session, do me a favor, share the video. Until next time, my friend, my name is Barry E. Knight, and my purpose and calling is to help you succeed in yours. Two fingers.